let's talk about executing your daily habits. On this channel, I talk a lot about setting goals, setting daily habits, making routines, glowing up your life, which are all great things to do and allow you to analyze your current life, where you want to go, set those goals, and take action. But the biggest element to daily habits is execution. So the Daily Habit Diaries is all about showing up and executing the daily habits that I've given myself. If I can do it, you can do it. So I'm going to start off with 5 tips to executing your daily habits, because truly this is where people who actually accomplish their goals differ. It's that you can recognize that execution is your problem. You can make lists, you can make routines, you can do it really well for maybe a week or 2, and then you just like fall off and revert back to your old habits. If you want true, consistent change, learning how to execute your habits on a daily basis or a weekly basis is going to help you achieve your goals. And so before we get into it, just a quick reminder on how to define your daily habits. Start with a massive goal that you want to hit, something really big, and you could give yourself a timeline on this if you want this to be a year goal, 6-month goal, whatever it is, but it has to be a large goal. Break that goal down into milestones. So if it's a year goal, you can break it down into quarters, you could break it down monthly if you really wanted to. And then your daily habits are going to be the things you have to do in your day that are going to get you to hit each milestone. And then if you do the things in your day, you hit your milestones, you are going to hit your big goal. So number 1 is to start small. So if your big goal is to lose 100 pounds, you're not going to, in a month, lose 100 pounds. That is something that's probably going to take a year, 2 years, 3 years to hit that goal. But you can have milestone markers for yourself. Let's say in 6 months, you want to lose 20 pounds. So now at the 3-month mark, where do you want to be? At the 1-month mark, where do you want to be? And so then what do you have to start doing each day in order to hit that 1-month goal? And then when you hit that 1-month goal, your daily habits are going to change. Because our first instinct, and especially if you are an all or nothing person, starting small seems pointless. Right? A lot of us like, well, I just want to hit 10,000 steps a day. Walking 1,000 steps doesn't make any sense. Like, I can do that. But you have to build, you have to show your brain that you can do the things you set out to do. And so if you're somebody who could do something really well for 3 days, 5 days, a week, and then you fall off completely, starting small is going to help you build your confidence. It's going to make you feel good because you actually achieved the goal that you set out to do. And it is something manageable that you can do in your current day-to-day. Number 2 is to habit stack. I first learned about habit stacking in James Clear's Atomic Habits. And I personally love this because it actually allows you to take a look at your daily life. Like, okay, what are you doing right now? And then what's something that you want to introduce into your current life? And then how can you combine that with certain tasks? So one thing that I habit stack, so my goal is to hit 5,000 steps a day, which is my start small number. And so when I am waiting for my coffee to be made, I just pace around my living room instead of like leaning on the counter or sitting on the couch waiting for my coffee to be finished. And yes, it only might be 300, 500 steps. Like, I might not get that much done while my coffee is made, but I'm still moving. I'm still doing something differently than I have before, and it is still contributing to my step goal. So find areas of your life. You can really write a list down of like, these are all the things that I'm currently doing. These are all the habits I want to implement. What can you connect together that is going to make it easier for you to show up and to commit to that habit? Number 3 is to analyze and adjust your environment. The biggest thing when it comes to your habits, and you can also take this lesson from the Atomic Habits, make it difficult for the things you want to stop doing, make it easy for the things that you want to start doing. And so if you take a look at your environment right now and it is preventing you from doing something, I know that having a cluttered space or a cluttered desk makes me not want to show up towards my goals. I don't want to sit down and do the things that I said I would. Take a look at your space, whether it's your bedroom, your kitchen, whatever it is, and see what are the things that bug you about it, that you don't necessarily, you might not label it as a block, but it's actually preventing you from showing up. And then see, 1, can you remove it? What can you get rid of? Can you put stuff in a closet that you no longer want to look at because you just don't like it? Is it going to be perfect? Probably not, but that's not the point. Perfection is not the point. Progress, action, and going into number 4, celebrating your wins. And so for yesterday, which was a really crappy day, and I actually stuck to my calories and I got my steps, I did all the things even though I was miserable. And normally when I'm in a miserable state, I just give in. I was like, okay, just go back to your old comforts and just forget about it. You don't have to think about your future, what you want, just exist. And honestly, those days can be fine. But as somebody who has always struggled with this, that was a huge win. That was a huge win. And I'm so happy and proud of myself. So celebrate literally everything. Every choice, every win, every step, anything in regards to your goal, your habit, even writing down a list and being like, you can celebrate that you checked off 5 out of 7 things on that list. And number 5, if you are planning to start your daily habits, you have to be okay with setbacks. Plan for them, expect them. Because if you go into your daily habits or a habit tracker needing to check every single one off every single day for the rest of your life, and the moment that you don't check one off, you fail, you stop. There's no point, you failed, you're not perfect. How could you possibly keep going on? You have to plan for the setbacks, because the version of you that you are right now has evolved over how many years, depending on your age. I'm 29. So the version of me right now, all of the thought patterns and the habits that I currently have evolved through the 29 years of my life. And I'm trying to shift those into a newer version of me. That is not going to be a month process, a snap of the fingers. It's not going to even be a year. It's because things are going to change and evolve. I'm going to change and evolve, but I can still have my big goals that I want to accomplish. I can still see what milestones I'm going to hit. I can look at the daily habits that I have control over, that I can do and implement in my day that will get me closer to there. Will those big goals shift and change slightly? For sure, we're human. Things will shift and change. But if you want to execute your daily habits, you have to be okay with falling off, with having a bad day. Remove bad and good from your language when you are making these plans, because you are still trying. Try your best and prepare for a setback. What do you do if you don't hit a goal? How are you going to get back up? Because if you could truly have like the tools and the system in place for when you do hit a setback, for when something happens and you can't accomplish one of the daily habits that you have set in, are you going to berate yourself? Are you going to be mean to yourself? Or are you going to say, hey, you know what? That kind of sucks, but we're going to move on. So now that we got through the 5 tips to actually executing your daily habits, welcome to the Daily Habit Diaries. But that is everything that I have for you in this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit like. If you can subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. I will see you in the next one.